In life, there are many things that are both out of your control and annoying to deal with, you know, like traffic jams, failing exams even though you tried your best, the world becoming worse day by day, and many more. Now, we are gamers. If we encounter problems, we turn to video games. In games, you control where to go, what to do, what to eat, when to beat your meat, and you basically control your own destiny and can do whatever the fuck you want, which is near impossible to do in real life. But a game called Team Fortress 2 appeared, and guess what? You can't even do what you want to do in that game. Let me explain. In this class and team-based shooter, there's bound to be some counters between classes. If not, then what are the classes for, right? But when the counter gets from soft to hard, it gets really annoying. It's like you're trapped in a box where the only way to get out is to switch to another class. Let me list out some examples. If you're a scout or a pyro, there are really no effective ways to deal with sentries. As you're limited to close range, sentries will just obliterate you if you get too close, and you won't be able to deal significant damage if you're far away. I mean, technically, if you get really close to a sentry and go around it quick enough, you can still destroy the sentry. But it's impossible to do in a real game because there's often like 7 people around the sentry. If the sentry can't kill you, then the other 7 players can. Just imagine that, you go home after a hard day of work or school, you open up TF2 and select the fast Boston boy, your favorite class, and just as you're about to have fun playing as him, the enemy engineer hits 4 and 1 on his keyboard and bam, you can't walk on half of the map. And the objective's in there, and you can do nothing about it, and now you're just sitting there, left wondering what you can do. Now, I know what you're thinking, just switch class, yeah. Okay, I know, but I'll talk about why switching classes is bad later, alright? So stick with me for now. Speaking of sticking, do you know how to remove sticky bombs? Shoot at them? Whack them hard? No, it's too dangerous, man. The best way to do it is to use this. The short circuit can easily destroy any projectiles that it crosses paths with. It even works with a jar of piss and a bottle of cum. Without an infinite metal source, this weapon is fair and pretty fun to play against. It's like playing mind games with the NG and he can only fire 3 shots at max, so it's definitely not OP. But when you combine a short circuit NG and an infinite metal source, then the NG can delete an infinite amount of projectiles, and it's so frustrating to play against if you're a soldier or demo. It's like he's invincible and all your efforts are futile. The only thing you can do is to watch the enemy push the cart. Another annoying weapon to play against is the Vaccinator. Excluding melee, most classes in the game can only deal one type of damage. For instance, Demo can only do explosive damage, Heavy can only deal bullet damage, and so on. To effectively damage a Vac medic, you gotta have 2 damage sources on your own or cooperate with your teammates. But you don't always have that. You're not gonna be playing Shotgun Soldier or Pyro 24/7, and we all know how reliable teammates are in pubs. As a result, Vac medics can easily hard counter an individual player, and most of them can't really do anything about it. But wait, why is switching classes bad? Now, if TF2 is full of hard counters, it'd be fine to switch classes according to the situation. It's even the appropriate way to play the game. But switching classes requires time, and doing something that you don't want to do. Maybe you really want to play Scout that day, but there's a level 3 sentry right next to the point, so you can do nothing as him. It would be very frustrating. Additionally, it's not like you can immediately become a soldier the second you see a sentry, right? So telling someone to switch classes is not a good way to balance a class. However, if you're so lucky that you main these 3 gentlemen, then you can play them all the time and you don't have to switch classes to adapt to your surroundings at all. Soldiers, demos, and medics can do anything. These 2 gentlemen can deal splash damage, destroy sentries, and they can hold their own in 1v1s. And the Uber charge is the definition of doing anything, right? So demo mains like me can have a way easier time in the game and do whatever the fuck I want. But Scout or Pyro mains can only cry in a corner when there's a sentry. This is pretty imbalanced, and I feel like it's not very fair as well. Apart from hard counters, TF2 also has soft counters. Now, soft counters are ideal because they allow a player to continue to play a class even when they get soft countered. They may be annoying to deal with, but they aren't powerful enough to make you straight up switch to another class. Let's take a look at some examples. Airblasting is a great tool to deal with projectiles. When you successfully airblast your enemy's projectile, their attack is completely vaporized, and a projectile that deals 35% more damage is flying straight towards their face. So airblasting is a pretty good counter to projectiles, right? But here's the catch, it requires skill. more specifically, reflexes or predictions. And a good soldier can try to prevent your air blast by firing his rockets at unusual times, or straight up using a shotgun. This back and forth counter-ish design allows both the pyro and the soldier to have fun, as they each have good chances to come out on top. When you compare this situation where both parties can have fun to a scout getting put down by a sentry, the pyro versus soldier encounter is 10 times more exciting. There are more soft counters in the game, such as sniper versus spy, pyro versus spy, demo versus NG, and so on. I don't have the time nor the determination to go through each and every one of them because, well, I think you're smart enough to understand why they're soft counters. In conclusion, I believe that hard counters are very annoying compared to soft ones, and that the game should have more soft counters and less hard counters. And some classes don't get hard countered at all, such as soldiers and demos. Why do they get to be good for every situation while other classes can't? Every class should have some tools to fight against anything. This shouldn't be exclusive to generalists only. Maybe the scout can get a pistol that is more accurate to take down sentries. Who knows? Be sure to tell me what you think in the comments, and thank you for watching.